I get it. You don't want to pay the $200 million buyout, but sometimes in life, you got to take 2 steps backwards to go 3 steps forward. Well, if the Big Ten and SEC are rising stocks, the ACC is a plummeting stock. It's just going to continue to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope each and every single one of you are having a fantastic Saturday. And trust me, I'm as sad as could be because there's no college football games to watch, but I hope this content can make up for the lack of games. And just because there's not games going on, it doesn't mean that college football, the entire landscape of it, has stopped completely, because there's a ton of stuff going on behind the scenes. And we all know it's been chaotic to say the least, with the transfer portal, NIL, what players are going to stay, what players are going to leave, and yada, yada, yada. But this right here, this is a different level. You're talking about some potential realignment, and this is currently a developing story. Florida State, yes, the Seminoles, the team that was left out of the 14 playoff that went undefeated, they are trying to leave the ACC. Whoa, hold on. I know what all you're sitting there saying. Come on, Matt, this isn't big time news. Florida State's been trying to leave the ACC the past couple of years. And yes, you're right, they have been, but it's now being reported that they may leave within a month. It's safe to say we got a lot to talk about, we got a lot to dive into, and we only got one other minor topic to speak on, and that is I'm going to give you my thoughts on the Heisman race. The winner hasn't been announced, but who finished 5 through 10 has been announced, and it's got some people talking. I can't wait to get into this video, and I'm curious. I know we're going to have some Florida State fans watching this video. Let me know in the comment section. Do you want to leave the ACC, or do you want to stay? I genuinely don't know, but my assumption would be 85% of Florida State fans would want to leave. Is that fair to say? I don't know. I guess we'll find out in the comment section. Real quick. We're trying to hit 310,000 subscribers before the new year. I'm not going to pitch it too hard. Whenever you subscribe to the channel, it helps us out tremendously. Doesn't hurt you. And guess what? You're not trapped into a contract. You can always unsubscribe later. And also, it's free. Consider helping us reach our goal of 310K. If you don't want to subscribe, it's perfectly fine too. But all right, Matt, seriously, blah, blah, blah. Shut the crap up. Now, without further ado. Oh yeah, I meant to say this in the intro. I apologize, guys. I know we got our differences on this channel. Everybody's rooting for their favorite team. There's bad blood, and we like to crack jokes and whatnot, but I'm dead serious when I say this. Please keep everyone in the Southeast in your prayers tonight. As to when I'm speaking, there is a big tornado watch going on. There's tornado warnings everywhere, and Clarksville, Tennessee just got hit with a big tornado, and it's just, yeah, there's not much to say to it besides it's terrible news. My heart goes out to everybody involved. As most of you may or may not know, I reside in North Alabama. I don't think it's supposed to get too rough here, but there's tornadoes everywhere. Getting that out the way, though, and I know I kind of killed the mood of the video, but let's get it back up here. I got to address this. I haven't commented on an Instagram post in probably 5 years maybe. And the news came out the other day, and I'm sure some of you might have saw this video, where Alabama's wide receiver who had the game tying catch in the Iron Bowl in 2021, he entered the portal. And I said, you know what? I'm writing a comment, all right? I don't know what got into me, but I said, I'm going to write a comment. I write the comment. You see it right here. And can I not escape this? I write a comment for the first time in 5 years, and people are still using the hashtag and calling me Matt B. Bald. No. This is where it gets messed up in the replies. So Danny, in the replies, he tags me in it just to double make sure I see it, and then puts hashtag Matt B. Bald. Like, bro, what are we doing? I can't escape it. I thought we were done doing this on the YouTube channel because I haven't seen too many hashtags like that in a while. But yeah, I guess I can't even comment in peace. I just thought that was crazy, but let's get on to the main topic. And that's right, yet again, we're going to start out the video with the main topic. We'll get into the Heisman stuff a little later, so stay tuned for that. We got to get into this developing story with Florida State potentially leaving the ACC. On Friday, a report came out that Florida State is working to leave the ACC and join the Big Ten within quote-unquote the next month. The Big Ten is set to add 4 teams this upcoming year: USC, UCLA, Oregon, and Washington, which will push the league to 18 teams. Should Florida State actually be heading to the Big Ten, my assumption would be another program would join them for an even 20 teams. This is an article, by the way. This isn't my words. Continuing along here after teams, programs like North Carolina, Miami, Virginia, Clemson, and of course Notre Dame will be top contenders to group with the Seminoles join the league. Continuing along here, going to Twitter now, this is where it was trending everywhere. I think it's got over something like 3 million views. This is from Blue Bloods Bias report. Florida State may leave the ACC for the Big Ten within the next month, stating the same thing. Back in August, Florida State's Board of Trustees came out with a public statement threatening to leave, in all caps, the ACC because of how far the conference is falling behind financially, which isn't any news. We even reported that in August, and For those of you that don't know, well, I'll just continue reading this and then I'll break it down. Following the exclusion of FSU from the CFP, it is now being reported that Florida State's leadership made a second push to leave the ACC. Where would the no's go to? There's only two options with better financial prospects. Obviously, the big bad SEC, number one conference in the nation, and the Big Ten. However, the SEC is very unlikely. The conference is aligned with ESPN, the network at the forefront of the CFP collusion scandal. It's been reported that the SEC is more interested in Virginia, North Carolina from the ACC, which is true. That leaves the Big Ten, the only other conference they could go to. Florida State would earn a $40 million year raise in the Big Ten compared to their current situation in the ACC, which is great. Plus, there's mutual interest on both sides. It's a no-brainer. So that is the newest and new updates, and I'll show it to you right here. The FSU board currently has a meeting scheduled for January 31st, and this is officially going to decide whether they probably leave or whether they stay. So stay tuned for that on January 31st. Now, with all that being said, here's the kicker to this, and I'm sure some of you may know this, but I'm sure there's also a handful of people that don't. Florida State is in a big pickle because every ACC team currently, they're locked into the granted rights deal. If you don't know what the granted rights is, pretty much, if you want to leave the ACC, you're going to have to pay $200 million. Yes, that's right. You heard me correctly. If Florida State, one more time for you, wants to leave the ACC, they are going to have to dish out $200 million in a buyout. And the only reason Florida State hasn't left the ACC up until now is because of this granted rights deal. That's a lot of money. But here's a kicker with all of this. If Florida State stays in the ACC for the year 2024 through 2025, they're only going to make roughly $40 million. Whereas Big Ten teams are going to make, you see it right here, $77 million. What a difference. The following year, you see, I mean, you just go down here and look at it for yourself. 54 compared to 96. It's crazy. And long-term wise, yeah, I personally think it'd be way more beneficial to leave the ACC and go to the Big Ten right now. I get it. You don't want to pay the $200 million buyout, but sometimes in life, you got to take 2 steps backwards to go 3 steps forward. It's going to be rough financially, but I just think you got to do it. And here's why I would leave if I was in Florida State's shoes and I was making these decisions. We all know college football is going to 2 mega conferences, the SEC and Big Ten. I know the Big 12, they've done a good job of trying to keep up, but right now you got 2 mega conferences, Big Ten and SEC. You got to assume, right, let's just say in 5 or 6 years, it's going to be extremely hard to get in. But right now, you could probably sneak your way in, no problem at all. The way I'm looking at it is like a stock, right? Let's just use, I'll say Amazon. Amazon is currently $147 for 1 share of stock. Yes, $147 for 1 share of Amazon. It's expensive, but you almost got to assume in 5 years from now, it's going to be more than that, right? And some people would say, well, wait to invest until Amazon goes down. Well, what if it never goes down? It's the same thing with the Big Ten. Yeah, the Big Ten and Amazon, they're trending upwards, and some people are like, well, I'll wait till it falls off a little and it decrease a little bit. Well, what if that never happens? I say grow a pair, pay the buyout, and get in now, because in the future, it's going to be harder to get in. For example, we'll just round it up here. Amazon's at $150. Well, in 5 years, it'll probably be at $200. And you're going to be looking at this in 5 years going, well, dang, man, I should have got in at $150. Same thing with Florida State. You should have got in while you had the chance, or you should have left while you had the chance. That's how I view it. Get out now. You're not going to see an instant return on your money, but long-term wise, it's going to be more beneficial. That's my take on it. I'm extremely curious. Let me know in the comment section, what would you do? And also, let me throw this in there. We haven't even talked about the ACC as a conference. Well, if the Big Ten and SEC are rising stocks, the ACC is a plummeting stock. It's just going to continue to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. I say you got to get out now, and that's my 2 cents on it. I could talk about that all day. Didn't want to share it with y'all. Last but not least, before we end up this video, check out the Heisman standings, 5 through 10. At number 10, you had J.J. McCarthy, which is a little head-scratching considering he didn't have that great of a year. But it's not like he was top 7. He's 10, so not too big of a deal. 9, you had his teammate Blake Corum. 8, you had the running back from Missouri. It kind of shocked me, Cody Schrader. 7, love this guy, arguably best back in the nation, Ollie Gordon. 6, what about this? Jalen Milroe, the quarterback for Alabama. And last but not least, saving the best for last. What do you know, keeping it on with the Florida State topic here, Jordan Travis. Check out this comment, got nearly 2,000 likes. Funny, I could have sworn Jordan Travis was the most important player in the NCAA this year. Just give him the Heisman. A lot of people are throwing in that argument because the reason Florida State got left out, remember, is because they didn't have their star quarterback, Jordan Travis, and they're using the logic of, oh, if he was that important, he should have won the Heisman. I get it. I get your frustrations, 10,000%. But come on, man. Jordan Travis, he got hurt. A hurt player is not going to win the Heisman Trophy. He probably would have been invited if he didn't get hurt, though, because he was balling out this year. And yeah, that's pretty much all the comment section says. Wait a minute. Let me address this. Jalen Milroe legitimately got benched and would be the 6th best Pac-12 quarterback and is getting Heisman votes. The Bama bias is so real. All right, man, buddy, what are you talking about? Jalen Milroe played out of his mind in the second half of the season, and he went neck and neck with Jaden Daniels. Beat Tennessee, and which, by the way, Alabama lost to last year. Beat LSU, and by the way, which Alabama lost last year, had the game-winning Hail Mary in the Auburn game, and then beat Georgia. Am I the only one who thinks 6 was a pretty good spot for Jalen Milroe? Not too many quarterbacks, including Bo Nix, by the way, could beat Georgia. Let's throw that in there. Y'all remember Bo Nix in the SEC? He struggled mightily. Granted, the Auburn offensive line was terrible, but that's besides the point. The point is, Jalen Milroe had a great second half of the season. There's many more things I could say, but I'm going to keep this a short, simple, and sweet video. And, man, I just can't wait for these playoff games. Let me know your thoughts down below. But, roll it out.